Rain and a combination of freezing rain, sleet, and even snow are likely from Sunday afternoon through early Monday morning. I'll show you the peak times for wintry precipitation and when roads may become slick.
A new lawsuit over rezoning in Spring Hill, Kansas, how neighbors are trying to take action against a data center and what we're learning about the land that may have already been sold.
And we're following breaking news out of Kansas City, Missouri. 4 people hurt, including a police officer, when someone fired shots into a church during a funeral. What we know about the moments leading up to that shooting.
From Kansas City's news leader, this is KMBC 9 News at 4.
We start with that breaking news out of Kansas City, Missouri. Gunfire into a church during a funeral service injured 4 people, including a police officer. I'm Matt Fleener.
And I'm Jamie Weiss. Laura and Kelly are off tonight. This happened at a church on North Bales in historic Northeast Kansas City. KMBC 9's Andy Alcock is live near that scene, breaking down what he's learned. Andy?
Jamie, within about the last 15 minutes or so, the hearse left in front of the church some 5 hours after that funeral service was scheduled to begin. As we take a look, you can see the church where it happened. Also, within the last 10 minutes or so, Kansas City police opened up the block in front of the church. Now, we're told 3 people injured by gunfire suffered non-life-threatening injuries. It's unclear how the police officer was injured, but we're told that officer was grazed and did not need to be taken to the hospital for medical attention. Investigators believe it was a drive-by shooting into New Beginning Apostolic Church from the outside. We also know the funeral was for Jarrell Westmoreland. He and Brittany McMillan were shot and killed behind an apartment building on Armour Boulevard February 10th. We're told family members were concerned about this awful possibility because they had received threats. They hired 3 off-duty police officers for that reason. KCPD Chief Stacy Graves was here today. Evidence has been collected at the crime scene and officers have been canvassing the neighborhood. KCPD Sergeant Phil DiMartino said detectives will be investigating several possible reasons for this mass shooting.
Risk for retaliation is something we do on every single shooting that occurs in our city. So that is another investigative tool that our teams always use. That will be something we're going to look into. Is this group-related violence? Is this a one-off? Was there an intended target? Was this just someone shooting to shoot? All of those are on the table, and we'll investigate them thoroughly.
And some family members tell us they were going to another funeral this afternoon for another murdered relative. We're told it was for Ebony Silas, who was shot and killed inside a Southwest Boulevard nightclub just a few days after Westmoreland was killed. So far, there have been no arrests in today's shooting. Reporting live in Northeast Kansas City, Andy Alcock, KMBC 9 News.
Andy, thank you. And coming up at 5 and 6, we're going to hear from someone inside the church during the funeral when that gunfire took place.
Now to first alert weather and the nearly record-breaking high temperatures outside today. This is video from a park in Overland Park earlier today. Look at the kids having a lot of fun out there. A lot of people getting out, enjoying the sunshine and the warm temperatures.
I wish I was one of them. I wish I was one of the people outside. Yep. Nick, you're in for Neville tonight. This warm weather, as much as I want it to stick around, doesn't sound like it's going to.
No, it's not going to stick around. And this just came in. Kansas City did set a new record high temperature at 3 o'clock this afternoon of 74. We're currently at 74. The previous record was 73 degrees. The winds continue to gust between 20 and 30 miles per hour with relative humidity very low. So we still have critical fire weather conditions, very warm, very windy, and very dry as temperatures feel more like, look at this. This is wild. Near 80 degrees in Ottawa, 78 in Garnett, 77 in Lacine. This is a late May day. And then I'm going to start talking about wintry precipitation on Sunday. Just an incredible change on the way for the weekend, but I want to emphasize that change doesn't take place until Sunday. Tomorrow is going to be another warm, sunny, dry day. Temperatures will cool into the 50s and 60s this evening. Maybe you get away without a jacket here on a Friday night in Kansas City, but we're getting ready for Sunday's impact day. Rain and a wintry mix are likely beginning as early as Sunday afternoon, with the peak time for wintry precipitation Sunday evening and Sunday night. And then we pick back up with this active pattern next week with several bouts of rain and thunderstorms likely. Jamie.
All right, thank you, Nick. Well, we do have an update on the push to operate an ICE detention facility in Leavenworth. This morning, the Kansas Court of Appeals ruled in favor of the city. This ruling will uphold the district court order to require CoreCivic to obtain a special use permit in order to operate the detention center to hold ICE detainees. In order to comply with those local regulations to protect the community here, the future of the ICE detention center is now in the hands of the Leavenworth City Commission. Tuesday night, commissioners advanced the plans to move forward in a 4-to-1 vote, and a final vote is possible on March 10th. We have reached out to CoreCivic for a response regarding that ruling. A spokesperson with CoreCivic says it's committed to operating a safe and transparent facility and will keep working with the community to address concerns during the permit process.
The ACLU is suing to block a new Kansas law. It restricts the bathrooms transgender people can use. The law requires people to use the restroom in government buildings of their assigned sex at birth. That's instead of their gender identity. It passed when state Republicans overrode a veto from Governor Laura Kelly. The suit was filed on behalf of 2 transgender men and alleges the law violates the Kansas Constitution. Republican lawmakers maintain the law protects women and girls. KMBC 9 Investigates is getting answers on a story we first brought you earlier this week. People in Spring Hill, Kansas are preparing to sue the city over a rezoning debate.
The lawsuit aims to stop the rezoning of hundreds of acres of farmland. KMBC 9's Krista Tatchell spoke to residents who say they know the land has already been sold. Krista?
Jamie, residents found out a shock a couple days ago through a couple phone calls with the farmer who owns this property you see behind me. It's 316 acres along 191st and Renner, where we are right now. Well, the farmer said he's already sold these acres to a data center developer back in December for around $27 million. That's $17 million over market value for land around here. They also learned just a couple days ago, the farmer told him that he was approached by a venture capital group on behalf of the data center developer Colossus, and they offered him that extraordinary $27 million figure, and he took the deal. Some residents who live right next to this acreage learned only of this possible rezoning effort a week ago. Others still haven't received a notification in the mail from the city that would be a violation of the city's charter. The city is now pushing back its planning committee meeting to hear public comment on the issue to March 25th. It was supposed to be held next Thursday.
I hope that they know that we are going to come together as a community with friends and family, and everybody in this area knows that they can't do this to us. There's no reason to do this to us. There are other areas that this can be proposed. There are other areas that can be taken for land that's not even being used.
You're looking at one of the rezoning signs that by law, Kansas law, has to go up. There's one here and one over on 191st Street. But by Kansas law, the date will also have to be changed on that side. It reads March 5th right now. Again, that meeting will now be held hearing public comment on March 25th. And tomorrow morning, the residents I spoke with, they're gathering in someone's home nearby. About 100 residents are expected to gather tomorrow morning to kind of strategize about what they're going to say and in what order on that meeting on March 25th. And this is how things could proceed. If the Planning Commission votes in favor of this rezoning, they'll send that recommendation to the City Council. The City Council will then discuss the matter. And the citizens say if the City Council votes for this rezoning, that's when they'll file that lawsuit. It is at the ready. We're live in Spring Hill. Krista Tatchell, KMBC 9 News.
Krista, thank you. And we have reached out to city officials for comment, but have not heard back at this time. There are currently 22 data centers in Kansas.
All right, if you are headed downtown tonight and maybe trying to get through this traffic right here, you're going to be very, very slow. This is 71 northbound past 57th Street. We understand that the 3 cars that are involved in a crash here, 2 lanes that are closed. You see slow going again, 71 northbound just past 57th Street. And some other drive times here, 29 southbound Berry Road to downtown. You're at 17 minutes. Blue Springs to downtown. Actually pretty good here on a Friday afternoon on I-70, 18 minutes. And then K10 at K7 to downtown. You're at 27 minutes. That's a very slow go right now.
Still ahead, providing a safe space for those who need it. The new sensory room at the T-Mobile Center that helps everyone enjoy big events.
Looking for home improvement or gardening tips, or maybe looking to improve your hunting skills? The event downtown that could be your one-stop shop.
And travel back to the Jurassic period at Union Station, the interactive exhibit you won't want to miss.
Your source for first alert weather and News Chopper 9, Kansas City's news leader, KMBC 9 News.
A special unveiling at the T-Mobile Center today.
So there is a brand new feature that'll provide a safe space for people with sensory needs. Variety KC cut the ribbon on their new sensory room today. Large venues like the T-Mobile Center can be overwhelming, but this room provides a break from the loud crowds, music, and bright lights. It's a calm and supportive environment, perfect for people who need a break.
There can be all kinds of things that get someone a little excited, and they just need a space to be able to go calm themselves and to be able to flourish, to still enjoy a show, rather than having to leave, go home.
The T-Mobile Center says this sensory room is part of a much larger effort to improve the guest experience.
Pretty cool there. Well, a prehistoric party at Union Station discovered the dinosaur bones and volcanoes on a journey through the Jurassic period. How you can check it out ahead.
Plus, a one-stop shop for your outdoor and indoor needs. The two big events coming to Bartle Hall this weekend.
Plus, time is running out. How you can still check out the Negro Leagues Baseball Museum for free.
Committed to serving our neighbors in Kansas and Missouri, Kansas City's news leader, KMBC 9 News.
A Jurassic journey is starting at Union Station.
Yeah, we're getting you prepared for the new exhibit opening this weekend. KMBC 9's Alan Shope takes us inside for a preview of the prehistoric education.
You're greeted by the king of dinosaurs the minute you walk in.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. The new Midway Walk to Science City has turned prehistoric.
It's special in every possible way. You've got fossils, you've got replicas, you've got animatronics. It's just a whole lot of fun for every age.
It's called the new Science City Jurassic Journey, a new exhibit bringing dinosaurs and discovery to life.
It's just good to know that history and what our Earth has already been through before we ever got here. And secondly, it gives us a sense of where we fall in the timeline.
Science City says Union Station is of course known for its great dinosaur exhibits, and they say this is just another tool to help kids learn and enjoy the facility a little more.
There's a lot of oohs and ahs.
Science City says the new Midway exhibit is all a part of the same ticket, and it's going to be here for a while.
It's been 10 years since anything new has really happened in what we call the Midway. So this is exciting for all of us here. It's exciting for all of our guests, and you bet the learning and the fun start the minute you walk onto this journey.
At Union Station, Alan Shope, KMBC 9 News.
Now, during the week, the Jurassic Journey will be open during normal Science City hours.
Well, calling all hunters, gardeners, and those in need of some home repairs. You might be interested in two big events taking place at Bartle Hall this weekend. KMBC 9's Brittany Foster shows us around both events.
If you need weekend plans, consider heading to Bartle Hall for two big shows all about the outdoors.
You can get into the Missouri Big Buck and Outdoor Show and the KC Home and Flower Show this weekend with the same ticket. The Buck Show is all about hunting and fishing. Visitors can buy new gear at hundreds of booths, chat with experts, listen to seminars, and more. You can even enter in the Big Buck competition.
We're giving everybody a chance to come in, get their deer scored professionally from a Boone and Crockett member. We'll have them hung up on the wall, get entered in for a raffle for the 3 days of the competition, and get really cool giveaways from it too.
On the other hand, the Home and Flower Show is all about the latest trends and home improvements and, of course, your lawn and garden. There are a ton of vendors, flower and garden setters on site, various speakers, a kids area, and more.
We try to keep it very family friendly so that if mom comes in, there's something for mom. If dad comes in, there's something for dad. And if they bring the kids, there's something for them too. So there's a lot to see.
Both shows are open Friday until 8 p.m., Saturday from 10 a.m. to 7 p.m., and Sunday from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. Tickets for adults cost $15 and kids 16 and younger are free. At Bartle Hall, Brittany Foster, KMBC 9 News.
Something for everybody there. All right, let's get to Johnny Rollins, News Chopper 9. Johnny, you found a brush fire in Lenexa.
By Lake Lenexa. As a matter of fact, that's going to be just east of Monticello, about halfway between Prairie Star Parkway, aka 95th Street, and 87th Street to the north. And it looks like Lenexa firefighters down here trying to kind of work this brush fire out, but it's a little bit of the whack-a-mole type thing. It seems like as soon as they get their arms around something, and right here is where they've been concentrating, then we have another one pop up, and that would be to the left here, and then a little bit downwind as well. Now, this is a red flag day, and they are talking about extending that until 6 o'clock tonight, and of course, that means that this was not planned by any means. So firefighters, it's not really threatening anything right now. It's certainly not spreading quickly, but still seems to be pretty pesky to get out for the firefighters down there right now. Johnny Rollins, News Chopper 9, back to you in the studio.
All right, Johnny, we know you'll watch it. Drive times right here. These are live drive times, 17 minutes. Shawnee Mission Parkway to downtown on I-35 and 470 westbound Lee Summit to Metcalf. Getting over to Overland Park, 13 minutes as we speak.
And you know, it's interesting that Fire Johnny was over because we are dealing with a red flag warning today, but that does not mean a burn ban, correct?
No. Counties, municipalities, towns, they issue the burn bans, whether it's under a burn ban or not. There shouldn't be any burning today because of the wind, because of the dry conditions, and that's one of the reasons why. It's just, fire starts, it's going to be hard to really get a hold of it because of all the dry, warm, and windy conditions. We look ahead after setting a new daily record high temperature today, 70s and close to 80 degrees in parts of Kansas right now. We look ahead to Sunday's impact day, and it's a hard turn back to winter. So it's going to be a lot colder on Sunday, not Saturday. Saturday will be warm and sunny. Sunday is our day of change, and the peak time for wintry precipitation, that would be a mix between freezing rain, sleet, and snow. I think that's going to hold off until Sunday evening into Sunday night. The temperatures just look too warm during the day, and while the temperatures will be below freezing Sunday morning, the moisture doesn't move in until around noon when the temperatures are above freezing. So all of those factors working to limit the overall impacts that any ice or snow may have Sunday evening into Sunday night. The rest of next week, it's an active weather pattern. It's a lot warmer, more humid. Bouts of rain and thunderstorms are likely, especially Tuesday and Wednesday. We're going to monitor the severe potential for next week closely. Right now, it's very low. But as we get into March, things start to percolate here in the Midwest. You got to start keeping an eye on the risk of strong to severe thunderstorms. 12-hour forecast for the rest of your afternoon. Warm, windy, dry. You might not even need a jacket if you're going to be out on a Friday night here in Kansas City. A mostly clear sky overnight. And for all of Saturday, 68 degrees and sunny. Sunday's our impact day. As I mentioned, below freezing in the morning, but the moisture never moves in until around noon. So here's Future Scan at noon. There's still nothing. But between noon and 6 o'clock is when that moisture sweeps in, and there will be a mix of rain and then freezing rain, sleet, and snow. More than likely that wintry mix along and north of Interstate 70, south of Kansas City, mainly rain. And then Sunday evening into Sunday night, mostly wintry precipitation. Again, the temperatures are all over the place, which is why it's not all rain or all snow. There's going to be some freezing rain and some sleet mixed in there as well. And then that wintry mix ends by Monday morning, but with temperatures dropping below freezing, slick spots may remain on the roads on Monday if we do in fact receive any ice or snow Sunday evening and Sunday night. Tuesday and Wednesday, warm, humid, Rain and thunderstorms are likely throughout the day, and the chance of rain and storms will continue through the end of the week into the weekend. I wouldn't be surprised to see more days upgraded to impact days as we become confident in lots of rain or thunderstorms. There could be several inches of rain through the week next week. What a way to start March. I want to bring you back to our impact day on Sunday, and this is wintry weather impact. Let's begin with ice. Freezing rain, which is rain that falls, comes into contact with the ground and air that's at and below freezing, and it forms into ice. Rain chances, or I should say freezing rain chances, about a 20 to 30% chance. This is Sunday evening into Sunday night. And then snow chances, there's not much in here for Kansas City, about less than an inch of snow here for Kansas City, and across far northern Missouri, between half an inch and an inch of snow. This is at 6 o'clock in the evening. So again, we don't see any ice or snow accumulating until Sunday evening and Sunday night. Could add another inch or so here across far northern Missouri, but holding totals to under an inch of snow here in Kansas City. Matt.
All right, Nick, if you're in need of a better golf game, and who isn't, swing by the Kansas City Golf Show at the Overland Park Convention Center this weekend. The show runs through Sunday. You could try out equipment, you could attend panels and compete in events like the Straightest Drive Challenge or the Putting Championship. It runs 10 to 5 tomorrow. Single day tickets, $17.50. Multi-day passes are also available. Snow White is on stage this weekend at the Folly Theater. It's a performance put on by the Kansas City Ballet. Family friendly, just an hour long. Showtimes run through the weekend. Tonight's performance is at 7, and tickets start at $25 for adults, $16 for kids.
We are down to the final 2 days of free February at the Negro Leagues Baseball Museum, and that means time's running out for you to see a Kansas City, Missouri treasure for free, courtesy of the Royals Foundation. This is the 5th year of the partnership. The Royals Foundation covers the cost of admission throughout Black History Month. The Negro Leagues Baseball Museum tells the story of the only league black players were allowed to participate in for decades. It's open tomorrow from 10 to 5.
All right, here on this Friday afternoon, let's get back to News Chapter 9's Johnny Rollins. Moved on from that grass fire and brush fire. Johnny, what are you over right now?
Well, man, I'll tell you what, you would have thought on a Friday afternoon in February, about 4:22, that the temperature at 74 degrees might mitigate a regular traffic flow through here. I was really anticipating that we'd be lighter than usual this afternoon, but no, looks like everybody was at work as normal. This certainly is the normal run. Northbound I-35 coming up to the Overland Parkway merge and on around the corner past 75th Street. So, yeah, pretty normal at least through here, barring something going on downstream that we don't know about. But right now, at least here, it looks like, yeah, everybody was at work and now starting to head home. Back to you in the studio.
All right, Johnny. Wow. Blue Springs to downtown, 18 minutes. Normal drive there. Downtown to Overland Park, 35 southbound. You're at 16 minutes, a bit slow. And then 49 northbound, Belton to the state line. You're at 12 minutes right now.
Soccer season is here, and we are getting a look at Sporting KC's new team ahead of their home opener. We'll introduce you to one of the newest members of the club.
Plus, the KC Current ready to get back on the pitch at CPKC Stadium, and this time with a new kit. When you could see this new design in person.
Plus, we are gearing up for wintry weather. How MoDOT is preparing for the impacts this weekend and what you need to know about the precip coming to your neighborhood.
Ahead at 5, a different perspective on the sinking of the Titanic, how an historian is bringing history to life by retracing it.
We all know 2026 is a big year for soccer in the Metro. The World Cup might be 3 months away, but the MLS season has already begun.
Yeah, KMBC9's Martin Augustine spent the day at Sporting Park. He shows us how tomorrow's home opener got some good news this morning.
Sporting Kansas City kicks off tomorrow night, but there's some news breaking about the roster for Sporting Kansas City. That's why we're here with our friend Blake Arney. Blake, tell us who's coming and why you guys are so excited about it.
Yeah, the name Or Blorian, an Israeli center back for Sporting Kansas City. He'll be coming in post-World Cup break for SKC, and it's a position that Sporting Kansas City have really been focusing on. They've really known that the defense needs to improve. Last year, Sporting KC wasn't where they wanted to be defensively. This year, they're moving in to try and build on that, and Or Blorian's going to be a great piece to try and stop the other team from scoring.
But of course, the message here is patience. That's going to be a little bit. The roster as it's constructed now, what do you think? Who's maybe a standout that people should be looking for tomorrow night?
Absolutely. The name that comes to my mind, Dejan Joveljic. I mean, he scored 18 goals last year. He's coming off his best regular season in Major League Soccer after winning an MLS Cup a couple years ago with the LA Galaxy. He comes to Kansas City and just lights things up here at Sporting Park, scored so many goals. He's one of the most exciting strikers to watch in this league, so he's the guy that I have my eyes on.
All right, Blake Arney, the radio play-by-play announcer for Sporting Kansas City. Give me a little tease of what to look for tomorrow night and what to look forward a few months down the road. Martin Augustine, KMBC 9 News.
Sporting's home opener tomorrow against Columbus, starting at 7:30 at Sporting Park. You can still find tickets on SeatGeek. They start around $28.
Let's talk about the KC Currents, shall we? They've got some new threads this season. The team unveiled the club's first ever third kit. I think these look so good. They are navy blue with streaks of teal. Now both the teal and red kits are still in the lineup, but players are going to wear these new storm kits during specific matches this season, which means there's a chance we could see players wearing them at the team's home opener. That's coming up Saturday, March 14th. Kickoff against the Utah Royals is at 3 o'clock that afternoon at CPKC Stadium.
A major score for Paramount, the breaking news in their deal with Warner Brothers, what this means for you and the cost of streaming.
Plus, no breakthrough in a nuclear deal between the United States and Iran. President Trump now says a broader conflict could start, and a warning to Americans abroad.
The former president says he knows nothing and did nothing wrong when it comes to Jeffrey Epstein. The opening statements from Bill Clinton's testimony today and what lawmakers want to know.
Committed to serving our neighbors in Kansas and Missouri. Kansas City's news leader, KMBC 9 News.
Breaking news, the deal that could reshape TV and movies. A deal reached for Warner Brothers and what it could mean for your streaming services.
Plus, former President Bill Clinton testifying behind closed doors, what lawmakers wanted to answer, and the claims he knew nothing.
President Trump signaling frustration after talks with Iran end this week without a breakthrough. I'm Christopher Salas at the White House with the latest on negotiations amid a massive military buildup in the Middle East.
We continue to follow breaking news out of Kansas City, Missouri, where 3 people were hurt and an officer was grazed in a shooting at a church. A funeral for a homicide victim was taking place at that church in the city's Old Northeast neighborhood. Police say off-duty officers were working at the location when they heard shots fired. 3 people were injured in that shooting. All the victims are expected to be okay.
We don't have to live like this. I find this absolutely unacceptable, that people are grieving a family member, gunshots ring out, and they come into the church where you're grieving a family member. I don't know what else really needs to be said about that. I'm thankful that more people weren't hurt.
Police say they do not have any suspects in custody, but coming up on KMBC 9 News at 5, we'll hear from the funeral director who was inside when those shots were fired.
Now to First Alert weather and the impact days ahead. Our team of meteorologists is tracking a storm system that could have some impacts on the roads. We spoke to MoDOT today, and they say they're getting trucks ready for the weather, making sure everything is ready to keep people safe.
A unique challenge with this storm, we don't quite know where that snow, freezing rain, and rain line is going to be. So really preparing for the worst and hope for the best at this point.
And a couple of good reminders: leave before you think you need to, and make sure you have that emergency kit in your car. First Alert meteorologist Nick Bender is in for Neville this afternoon.
And Nick, you were of course tracking this system that we're watching on Sunday. What's the latest with where things stand?
And we've got some good things going for us heading into this event. You know, ground temperatures, both the ground and the air are going to be well above freezing. The moisture doesn't arrive until temperatures are above freezing, and there's just not a whole lot of moisture on Sunday. So we've got those things working for us. I mean, case in point, we set a daily record high temperature today, 74 degrees, winds gusting over 20 miles an hour. There's a high fire danger for the rest of the afternoon until those winds die down. If any grass fires do start, they could be a little tricky to put out, as shown from News Chopper 9's Johnny Rowland so far this afternoon, at least on one fire. Near 80 degrees in Ottawa, 78 in Garnett. I mean, these are temperatures that have been plucked out of May, like late May, and put down in late February. Just incredible. And tomorrow is going to be warm and sunny as well, with highs in the 60s and 70s. So if you're out this evening, you might not even need a jacket, with temperatures in the mid to upper 50s and low 60s. It does get chilly overnight, but then we climb back into the 60s for tomorrow. Sunday's our day of change. It gets cold, it gets wet, and the most likely time for light wintry precipitation is Sunday evening into Sunday night. Next week, a lot of rain, a lot of thunderstorms on the way, especially Tuesday and Wednesday. Jamie.
Yeah, Nick, appreciate the heads up. And that's why we're going to try to soak up the sun for as long as we can. News Chopper 9's Johnny Rowland's given us a view of the afternoon drive. I'm sure it's toasty up there in your office in the sky, Johnny.
Yeah, actually it's pretty nice, 65 degrees up here at altitude. And we're taking a look at that backup I was talking about a while ago. I really expected lighter traffic today with the weather the way it is. 74 degrees, the end of February on a Friday afternoon. I didn't anticipate we'd have a lot of people on the road at all. And as I was mentioning, that this game is a big surprise, the big backup northbound I-35 here approaching 75th Street. I said, well, maybe everybody's back to work, unless there's something going on downstream that we don't know about. And as I was uttering that, it was right after a wreck happened here, southbound I-35, and that is the reason for the backup. And that's why it's worse than it was a while ago. So you've seen about a 2.5 mile backup, and it's, I keep saying southbound, it is northbound. And let's see, did we pass it already, or there's the activity on the shoulder? Yeah, I've been saying southbound. It is northbound, and that is why we have the big backup. So we had fire equipment on the scene. Now it's just one vehicle and another vehicle on the side of the road there. But this reported to be a stalled car. We think it's an accident, one way or the other. That right lane still remains blocked, and the backup is probably going to result in a 15-20 minute drive time delay. Johnny Rowlands, News Chopper 9, back to you in the studio.
Well, thank you for looking out, Johnny. Let's get a quick check of those drive times, shall we? We're looking good. I-70 eastbound from Bonner Springs to downtown KC. The Triangle to Overland Park looking just fine, but the biggest delay will be if you're traveling southbound on I-35. The split into downtown running you 10 minutes this afternoon. The U.S. Embassy in Israel is urging staff who want to leave to do so today. This after negotiations with Iran over the nuclear program ended without a breakthrough.
Our White House correspondent Christopher Salas is on the North Lawn with the latest.
It has been more than a week now since President Donald Trump told Iran they have 10 to 15 days to make a deal on their nuclear program, or, quote, bad things will happen. With no clear progress on talks this week, the president signaled frustration today.
No, I'm not. I'm not happy with the fact that they're not willing to give us what we have to have. It'd be wonderful if they'd negotiate really in good conscience, good faith and conscience, but they are not getting there.
More discussions will take place next week after failing to reach a deal. The U.S. has been gathering a massive fleet of aircraft and warships in the Middle East. Iran says it will respond to any U.S. attack by targeting American forces. When asked today about the possibility of a broader conflict in the Middle East, the president said, quote, there's always a risk. The president insists Iran can never have a nuclear weapon, while the country's foreign minister said its demands are clear. The country has asked for sanctions relief in return for limiting, not dismantling, its nuclear program. The U.S. ambassador to Israel urged staff that if they're considering leaving the country, they should do so as quickly as possible, warning future flights may not be available. Meanwhile, other countries are also relocating their diplomatic personnel in the region, warning that things could escalate quickly. At the White House, I'm Christopher Salas, KMBC 9 News.
Vice President J.D. Vance is meeting with mediators today. Secretary of State Marco Rubio will visit Israel Monday.
Former President Bill Clinton says he saw nothing and did nothing wrong. He testified in front of the House Oversight Committee today about his ties to convicted sex offender Jeffrey Epstein. The former president says he had a brief acquaintance with Epstein that ended years before Epstein's crimes came to light, saying if he had known, he would have turned Epstein in himself. Clinton was questioned a day after his wife, former Secretary of State Hillary Clinton, was deposed.
Yesterday, Ms. Clinton deferred a lot of questions to her husband today. There were at least a dozen times when she said, "You'll have to ask my husband that. I can't answer that."
In his opening statement, former President Bill Clinton defended his wife, saying she has nothing to do with Epstein. Well, breaking news at 4, a major merger is moving forward. Warner Brothers Discovery has agreed to a deal with Paramount Skydance.
Yeah, the company's announced the decision after Netflix backed out of its bid. Paramount's deal amounts to about $111 billion. The company will now own major assets like CNN, HBO, and HBO Max. Analysts say the deal likely won't make streaming prices cheaper.
The cost of content is always rising, and that's contributed to an overall just continual rise in subscription costs from these streaming services.
Now, the Trump administration expected to approve the merger deal. WBD shareholders are expected to vote on regulatory clearances this spring.
Looking for no spring clothes for the kids, but on a budget? The sale in the Northland that's giving families an eco-friendly and cheaper way to shop.
Plus, a look inside the Jayhawk Watershed Project, what crews are working on right now and when you can expect it to be done.
A serial stowaway caught again. How police caught a woman sneaking onto a plane, and this wasn't even the first time she's done this.
Your source for first alert weather and News Chopper 9, Kansas City's news leader, KMBC 9 News.
So a woman convicted of stowing away on a plane is back at it.
Police arrested Svetlana Dali after they say she snuck onto a plane headed to Italy. She is on supervised release after being convicted of sneaking onto a flight to Paris back in 2024. Back then, she snuck onto the plane and hid in the bathroom until crew members forced her to sit down. This time, security cameras caught her walking onto the flight without a boarding pass.
Well, it seems we have a serial stowaway here. And the concern, obviously, is how is she bypassing both security and then gate agents for the airline.
Dali was discovered during the flight and detained by law enforcement when the plane landed. Prosecutors say she also tried to stow away on flights out of the U.S. before that Paris flight.
Well, looking for spring clothes on a budget. A massive consignment sale in the Northland has you covered. When to stop by for the best deals.
A massive stormwater project in Lawrence is inching closer to completion. We have an inside look at the Jayhawk watershed and why it's so necessary.
Still feeling the pinch from holiday spending? You're not the only one. Coming up, strategies to tackle credit card debt before it gets out of hand.
Committed to serving our neighbors in Kansas and Missouri, Kansas City's news leader, KMBC 9 News.
A massive stormwater project is reshaping Old Lawrence block by block. The Jayhawk watershed project is now halfway complete.
Which means another year of impacts for homeowners and businesses in the area. KMBC 9's Rachel Ripp has an update.
7th and Tennessee in Lawrence looks like this when there's a big thunderstorm.
And that's been an ongoing problem for at least 100 years. It's not just the street flooding, but there's also the problem of the storm sewer on private property. So then it's like people wanted to expand their houses or remodel their houses, and it's like, well, you can't, the storm sewer's under your house, right? And they couldn't really use their property, but the city didn't have any defined right to have the storm sewer on their property.
But this is all changing because of the Jayhawk watershed project. The construction has caused some temporary troubles for homeowners.
They haven't been able to access their houses from the street since, probably September, October.
And businesses.
We've tried many ways to try and minimize the impact. One is we've been communicating with them for over 2 years.
But project manager Nick Hoyt says it'll pay off in the long run. Speaking of pay, the $25 million makeover isn't just fixing the sanitary sewers, water mains, and stormwater infrastructure underneath. It'll also bring wider bike lanes, parking spaces, and ADA accessible sidewalks.
Right here we're going to put in a pedestrian beacon, and there is this pain that we're going through now, but in 10 years we're going to have this convention center, a hotel, we're going to have a new corridor down 9th Street, and I'm really excited about it.
Rachel Ripp, KMBC 9 News.
The city says its final completion date for contractors is March 31st, 2027. They add another project called the KU Gateway Project, which will likely continue south in 2028, rebuilding Mississippi Street and continuing the new storm sewer up to the football stadium. Well, looking for some spring clothes for the kids, Raylana has you covered this weekend.
Yeah, so it's hosting consignment sales at its locations all around the metro. The Zona Rosa location was open for pre-sale shopping today. They're selling everything the kids might need, from clothing and shoes to baby gear and books. And the money goes directly back to local families.
So most items are about 60 to 90% off retail. We do have new items, but most are gently used.
You must have a ticket for the private pre-sale, but Raylona's opens to the public starting on Sunday.
All right, Johnny Rollins, News Chopper 9, watching over some slow traffic on the Bond Bridge, Johnny.
It is, Matt. Thanks so much as we take a look at your first alert traffic. And right about the center of the screen there, about mid-bridge from right to left, the southbound I-35-29 run had a stalled car, left shoulder there. Thought maybe it was a wreck, but they just moved it out of the way. Now, northbound from left to right, you can see slowing down a little bit, but the big backup was for those southbound lanes, and looks like it's still pretty heavy all the way past 16th Avenue and all the way back to Arbor 210. Northbound coming out of downtown, pretty sluggish as well. Maybe an extra few minutes for both directions, especially southbound in the 5 to 10 minute range, but that should be improving now that they've opened up that left lane on the Bond Bridge. Johnny Rollins, News Chopper 9, back to you in the studio.
All right, Johnny, let's check some other drive times right now. The Triangle to Overland Park and Metcalf Drive there, 8 minutes. Not bad there. Downtown to Overland Park, 17 minutes on I-35 southbound and also on 35 southbound. The I-35, I-29 split to downtown. If you're going downtown for a fun Friday night, 11 minutes.
Sounds nice. Also sounds nice just being outside.
Yeah.
I wish we could do like the 4 o'clock newscast, just like outside, soak up the sun. I never thought I'd say that on February 27th.
The station I used to work at had a backyard, and we'd go out there and do the newscast from the backyard.
That's the
There it
idea.
is.
I hope someone was listening to you say that.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, while we're wish casting, I wish I could do the forecast while fishing. I mean,
You've said that a million times.
I mean, we can make that happen.
We talked about ice fishing too.
No, I'm out.
You're out.
I mean, like fishing like today, Matt. Like it's like 75 and.
What is like a beautiful Friday?
Yeah, like something like that in late February. Hey, we set a new daily record high temperature today. We look ahead to the weekend, and it's going to get a lot colder and a lot wetter on Sunday. Not tomorrow. Tomorrow will be sunny and warm with highs in the 60s. Sunday is our day of change, our impact day. Rain and a light wintry mix. I think the peak time for that wintry mix, when it's most likely, freezing rain, sleet, snow, light, is going to be Sunday evening into Sunday night. It just looks like it's going to be too warm during the day on Sunday, you know, just above freezing. So you might get some snowflakes or some little sleet pellets, but I just find it hard to believe that it's going to stick and accumulate when the ground and the air are both above freezing Sunday afternoon. So Sunday evening into Sunday night, peak time for wintry precipitation. Next week, too warm for any type of winter precipitation. It's rain and thunderstorms, so it's going to get a lot stormier, especially Tuesday and Wednesday. As of now, the severe risk is low next week, but it's March, and March can do March things, like it's almost 75 today, a wintry mix on Sunday, thunderstorms next week. So we're going to monitor the severe potential closely for next Tuesday and Wednesday. 12-hour forecast the rest of your evening, just wonderful. Get outside and enjoy it. We're going to get a redo tomorrow. It won't be as warm, but still unseasonably warm for this time of the year. Sunshine and 68 degrees Saturday afternoon. Sunday, 27. So below freezing Sunday morning, but the moisture doesn't arrive until noon. And at noon, most communities' temperature will be above freezing. There might be some parts in northern Missouri that might be just below freezing, but here in Kansas City, we should be in the upper 30s by then. So as I show you a future scan, this is the forecast what the radar will look like at noon. There's no moisture. From noon to 6 o'clock, that's when the moisture moves in, and any single model that we use is going to have trouble determining precipitation type at this point. But along and north of Interstate 70, that's the most likely area by Sunday evening for a wintry mix. And then as temperatures drop overnight, mainly a wintry mix for most of our communities, and that will end by sunrise on Monday. But with temperatures dropping below freezing Sunday night and Monday morning, it is possible that there could be some slick spots for Monday morning's drive and Monday's school routine. Monday afternoon, a chance of rain with temperatures above 40. Then we begin that rainy and stormy weather pattern. Tuesday and Wednesday are impact days. Bouts of rain and thunderstorms are likely on both days, and a chance of rain and thunderstorms will continue Thursday, Friday into Saturday. One or more of those days may be upgraded to an impact day if we become confident in rain and thunderstorms. And if we think there's a risk of severe weather, you're going to see those days painted in red so that you know without a doubt. Your eyes are drawn right to it. That's why we have alert days. You know that there's a risk of severe weather. But impacts for Sunday, rain and then a wintry mix. Again, Sunday evening into Sunday night is the most likely time for freezing rain and sleet. So freezing rain of 1/100 of an inch. So that's just a glaze. there's about a 30% chance here along and north of Interstate 70. You get up to along and north of 36 Highway, and the reason why the chance is lower is it's going to be colder, deeper cold, and it would more than likely be snow. This is 6 o'clock Sunday evening. You might get some snowflakes here along I-70, but it's Sunday night and north of Kansas City for the 1 to 2 inch snowfall amounts. Jamie.
All right, thanks for breaking it down for us, Nick. Well, NASA says it's going to take longer to get astronauts back to the moon.
Yeah, the agency said that its Artemis 3 flight will now be an entirely different mission. It was originally slated to be the mission that landed on the moon. Now it will be another crewed test flight. Crews will launch to Earth's orbit and test devices for lunar landing.
We're essentially going to pull in Artemis 3 to launch in 2027 with a revised mission profile. So instead of going directly to a lunar landing, we will endeavor to rendezvous in low Earth orbit with one or both of our lunar landers.
NASA says it's still planning to get astronauts to the moon in 2028. This all comes as Artemis 2 is still struggling to get off the ground.
Well, the holidays might be over, but that doesn't mean the credit card bills have stopped coming. Our consumer unit has tips to tackle your credit card debt. The holiday season is a wrap, but your credit card bills may still be due. Ali Jasinski and our National Consumer Unit have some tips on how to tackle debt before it spirals out of control.
Still feeling the pinch from last year's holiday spending? Let's talk about some strategies for paying off that lingering credit card debt. On average, Americans charged more than $1,200 over the holidays, according to a LendingTree survey. On top of that, the latest Fed data shows interest rates are above 20%. So if you're only paying the minimum balance each month, it could take you years to pay it off, and it could cost you hundreds of dollars extra in interest. So here's what you do. First off, avoid any new charges while you're paying it down. Remove the cards from your apps and physical and digital wallets. Next, choose a plan of action. If your charges are on multiple cards, decide how to prioritize. The avalanche method targets the highest interest rates first, saving you the most money in the long run. Or there's the snowball method. Tackle the smallest balance first if you need a quick win. Now that you have a plan, see if you can boost your strategy by lowering the interest rate. You can do that by transferring the balance to a new card with a 0% introductory rate. Most balance transfer cards charge a one-time fee, usually 3 to 5%, but that can still cost less than paying 20% in interest. Just be sure you can pay it off before the promotional rate ends. Or, instead of a balance transfer, try calling your bank to ask for an interest rate reduction. Our Get the Facts data team created a credit card payoff calculator to help you take action. Scan the QR code on the screen to see how it works. Reporting in New York, I'm Allie Jasinski.
Next at 5, history buffs and Titanic fans will want to head over to Union Station this weekend. Your chance to hear from a Titanic expert and see his personal collection of artifacts. Plus, Sporting KC is getting a fresh look just in time for its home opener tomorrow. The New Jersey is honoring a historic Kansas City neighborhood.